What's going on, everybody? Today we are looking at the Dragon Ball Superhero Orange Piccolo. Now, of course, this is the final form of Piccolo, if you want, in the movie. This is, during his great battle with Cell Max. This is Piccolo, all embiggened and just very, very nasty and menacing looking. He I was real I mean, I loved the superhero movie. I don't think that's any surprise to anybody that's watched me talk about the superhero figures. Um Gohan and Piccolo are, I think, just kind of like underutilized characters. I think they're a ton of fun. Piccolo is great in the movie as well. And I think it was long overdue that Piccolo got a form like this, a sort of, a Namekian version of Super Saiyan kind of thing. So I'm very, very excited to get this figure. And he looks fantastic. This box is quite a bit bigger than a standard SH Figuarts box for, a standard size figure. And I'll give a size comparison a little bit later with Gohan. But first, let's take a look at the box. So on the front there, of course, we get that nice big window box with the nice big picture of Orange Piccolo. Some details called out in the pictures there on the side. We get, of course, that metallic, printed Orange Piccolo on the front there. You can see all the, random stuff that we're used to with the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures down at the bottom there as well. And then on the side, more details called out and a few different pictures. On the back, standard stuff for SH Figuarts Dragon Ball. Nothing crazy here. We get the full shot of Orange Piccolo and then some more posed shots with a little bit more detail. Some of the different faces that we get, a couple of the different hands that we get. Also, a small call out to the fact that we get some extra parts for the ultimate Gohan superhero. So we get the hands and the Kamehameha effect, I believe, in this box as well, which is pretty cool. As I said, a nice big open window box, and they do a good job. The window is cut open from the top and from the side, so you get plenty of light in there. But we're not here for the box. Let's take a look at the figure. Let's get this guy out of the box. So here we have Orange Piccolo out of the box, and he is a hulking mass of a figure, a very, very big figure. And he looks great. The paint apps, the deco on his outfit is phenomenal. It's purple, but it's got some pink to it. There's some shading, some highlighting. It's really, really nice. The yellow and orange, you can see there's a little bit of a mismatch. Like when you compare his hand to the arm, it's a little bit more orange on the arm. It's a little bit lighter on the hand, on the chest, on the head. So it's a little off. Now, I can't remember if that is sort of screen accurate or not, to be perfectly honest. But it doesn't bother me that much. It kind of blends, with the red and stuff and the other yellows. It's fine. It doesn't really bother me. The sculpt is really quite good. Some of the engineering is interesting because he's got big cutouts for the butterfly joint. And, depending on the angle that you're looking at, you can kind of see some of those gaps a little bit, which is a little bit disappointing, to be perfectly honest. But he's doing the same thing with the upper part of his gi here as Beast Gohan had, where it's the softer rubber. And I have seen people kind of take that off and just have this be sort of a topless Orange Piccolo, which looks quite good as well. I'm not going to do that with mine. I'm going to keep my Orange Piccolo very PG. Articulation is what you would expect from an SH Figuarts figure. There's not much difference there. The larger scale actually allows them to put, bigger joints and things like that. So it feels very, very comfortable when you're posing it. The only issue with this one, and I don't know if this is all of them or if this is just mine, is that he's got loose hips. And it's weird because they stay where you want them. Like, he can pose just fine. You can get him in whatever pose you want, but it's kind of loose. It's just not as stiff as I'm used to, which is it's kind of throwing me for a loop because, like I said, it'll hold the pose most of the time, not always. It'll hold the pose, but you can see that they're wiggly, they're loose. Which is odd. It's loose but tight at the same time. I've never had that with an SH Figuarts figure. It's entirely possible that other people have, and I just haven't had enough of them. But it is what it is. On the back, we get that cool graphic that we saw in the movie as well, which is a nice touch. I mean, they had to have it in there, didn't they? I mean, there's no surprise that that's on there. They showed it in the renders and they showed it in the advertising and stuff like that. So all in all, just an absolutely stunning looking figure. Very excited to get him posed up and sort of on my display shelf. Looking forward to playing with him as well with my kids. I mean, now we've got pretty much, I think, all the superhero figures. And that was, my first experience of sharing Dragon Ball more or less with my daughter. So very, very happy to get this figure in the collection. Anyways, let's take a look at the accessories. Starting with the hands, because they're probably the least exciting or interesting thing. He comes with the fists on the figure out of the box. Then we get the sort of bigger grappling hands, as well as the even wider, sort of more expressive posing hands. Both very, very good options, in my opinion. I don't think you need much more for Orange Piccolo. He's a big brawler, really. I mean, that's what he's gonna do, right? So you don't need as many sets of hands. You don't need anything more than that. I mean, it's not gonna hold anything or anything like that. So there you go. He comes with the very stern face, but beyond that, we get the really classic Piccolo kind of smirk, which is great. Then from there, we get, more angry, teeth gritting. These are really, really well done. They're very nice. They feel, at least to me, first impression, they feel pretty screen accurate. The deco is good. The paint apps are good as well. So they are very, very well done. And of course, in typical SH Figuarts Dragon Ball fashion, we get a very angry, yelling Orange Piccolo head. And I like what they do too, where, as they get more angry, you can see the pupils kind of get smaller to really just accentuate the emotion there. As far as the accessories go, as I mentioned, we also get some accessories for the superhero Gohan as well. So we get a Kamehameha blast effect with those hands that we've gotten before, both the left and a right, that have that peg on the palm so that the Kamehameha fits really nicely. Anyways, let's quickly put these accessories onto Gohan and we'll do a quick comparison size-wise between this guy and Gohan. So here we have Gohan, superhero Gohan, posed up with the Kamehameha effect. Got those hands on there as well. Here is a size comparison as well with the Gohan Beast. Head height is up to about his bicep. Top of his head is kind of, again, about bicep height. You do get that hair that sort of goes almost up to about his shoulder. But you can see Orange Piccolo is head and shoulders above a standard SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figure, which I think Gohan is a pretty good representation of. So he is huge. He is very, very big. He's quite heavy as well. But there you go. That's the size comparison, and that's the accessories in the hand. I'm going to get Orange Piccolo posed up a little bit differently and maybe swap a head, maybe swap some hands, and give kind of my final review. So here's Orange Piccolo in a pretty vanilla pose, admittedly. I'm going to have to play around with him a little bit more to get some better posing. But, you know, swap the hand, swap the head, pose him up a little bit. He poses good. The hips aren't really an issue. Like I said, he holds his pose pretty well. It's just weird that they kind of revert to being loose, you know, like they reset. But a great figure, and I think if you are collecting the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Super Superhero figures, Orange Piccolo is definitely one that you should pick up. It's a really fun figure. The sculpt is great. The head sculpts are really, really good and a lot of fun. And I'm very, very excited, like I said, to get him posed up and sort of get him playing with the gammas, get him playing with you know, Gohan Beast and some of the other figures as well. Maybe get Pan in there as well, just for fun. But yeah, all in all, a great figure and definitely one I would recommend. And I had to get one final shot in because these guys just look so good together. Like, this is such, I think that this is kind of gonna become like a pretty iconic duo. You know, Gohan in his beast form, Piccolo in his orange form, and these are a ton of fun. I mean, these are just great figures. Love or hate the superhero movie, I think these are action figures that you would probably really, really want to have in your collection and enjoy. Shout out to eCollectibles.ca, where I get almost all of my SH Figuarts figures, unless they are, you know, exclusives that Mike can't get. But I mean, if Mike can't get it, I probably don't need it. Anyways, if you like the video, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. And if you don't want to miss any videos like this one, please hit that bell icon for notifications. Until next time, bye-bye.